Factor trinomials, two variables. All we need to know here is that we should be aware of more variables when using reverse FOIL. So that means that it's possible for us to have an expression where we've got some x's and we've got some y's. So we're just going to go ahead and work through a couple of examples so that we're a little bit familiar with how to handle this situation. So, right here we've got 12x squared minus 5xy minus 2y squared. So again, when we're factoring, we're going to start out with two different sets of parentheses. And we're going to go ahead and fill in what we think we can get to multiply together to give us the original. So, for our first terms, we're going to try and multiply together to this first term. So we've got 12x squared. So I know that 4 and 3 multiply together to give me 12. So I'm going to start with guessing that, and then we'll check whether or not this works. And then I also have, for our last terms, this minus 2y squared. So I want to remember that there's a y squared right here, so I need more than just a number for my last terms down here. So I want something that multiplies together to give me negative 2. So I'm going to say, how about a minus 2 right here and a plus 1 right here. And then I definitely need to have my y's, so that the y times the y will give me the y squared. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and look at our inside terms and outside terms to see what we get there. So our outside terms are going to give us negative 8xy, and our inside terms are going to give us 3xy. And we can see that if we add these two together, minus 8xy plus 3xy, that'll give us our negative 5xy. That is a success. So now we'll just go ahead and finish out the entirety of our FOIL to make sure that we've definitely got the right answer here. So when we multiply our first terms together, we'll get 12x squared. And when we multiply together our outside terms, we'll get minus 8xy inside terms plus 3xy. And the last terms, minus 2y squared. And we'll combine our like terms in the middle here, which will leave us with 12x squared minus 5xy minus 2y squared. And that is exactly the same as our original expression, so this is a success. This right here is the product of two expressions, and so we have successfully factored. By finding those two expressions, we can multiply together and come up with our original expression. Okay. So let's go ahead and do example number 2. So in example number 2, we've got 6x squared minus 17xy plus 10y squared. So we'll start by setting up our parentheses. And we're looking for something that multiplies together to 6x squared. So I'm going to try this 3x times 2x, because that would multiply. 2 times 3, 3 times 2 would give us 6. And then we also want to try and find something that will multiply together to give us 10y squared. So I'm going to try 2y and 5y. And let's see. So this is a plus sign right here. I'm going to go ahead and just put plus sign right here, and we can multiply this together and see if we're going to come up with this negative 17xy in the middle. This is the guess and check part of our factoring trinomials. So when we multiply together the outside terms, we are going to get 15 xy. When we multiply together our inside terms, we're going to get 4xy. And you can see that when we add these two together, 15xy plus 4xy gives us positive 19xy, which is definitely not a match for negative 17xy. That's a problem. So this is not going to work. So we'll go ahead and try again with some different numbers, maybe also some different signs. See how it works out. Okay. So down here we're going to have our parentheses. This time let's try 6x times x. So that would also multiply together to give us 6x squared. And then let's also try 5y and 2y. That would give us this 10 right here. But I remember that last time we had a problem where we were coming up with a positive instead of a negative in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and try putting a negative sign right here and a negative sign right here. Because this negative times a negative would also give me a positive on our last term. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we have any more luck multiplying this together. See if that'll give us our original expression. So if we multiply together the first, Okay, so if we multiply together the first terms, which would be these two right here, then we'll come up with 6x squared, and our outside terms will give us minus 12xy. Inside terms will give us minus 5xy, and then our last terms will give us plus 10y squared. We can combine our like terms in the middle, and we'll be left with 6x squared minus 17xy plus 10y squared. Okay, so there you go. That is the exact same expression that we started with. So this is a successful factoring. This right here is equivalent to our original expression, and it's written as a product of two expressions. This right here is our final answer.